Welcome to Tyler's Talk, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be doing a normal day. This is not February the 15th. This is February the 2026. We're going to be talking about AEW's Grand Slam show. I just watched it. I think everybody watched it from the when it was on earlier because they were in Australia. Remember in WWE, they had it on earlier, but I didn't watch earlier. So I saw some spoilers, and yeah, it was a pretty decent show. For some reason I got tired. I wasn't bored of the show. I just got tired. Some reason I got tired today. It's one of those days you get bored, and yeah, I don't have a lot of things to do. If you guys don't know, I'm trying to do some workouts here. I'm doing a treadmill and working on weights. That's what I'm trying to do. The last couple of weeks, I've been trying my best. I've been doing it every single day since, I want to say 3 or 2 weeks, something like that. I've been doing it. Doing it every day. I'm gonna do it tonight as well after I do this video. So yeah, I'm trying to lose some pounds here. Maybe my dad says he sees some difference. I kind of see some difference, but not a lot of difference. And then someday I'm going to buy me a scale, and every end of the week, so Friday, I will weigh myself and see if I lose some good pounds. Am I actually doing anything? I'm not doing no diets because if you guys don't know me, I'm a picky eater. So if a picky eater is doing a diet, I won't eat anything. I will starve because I'm on a diet and I'm a picky eater. So I'm not doing that. I'm just eating one meal every day. Eating one meal. I don't care what it is, but I'm eating one meal every day. Going to wrestling is going to be different because I eat snacks. I'm a snack guy. But if I'm having a meal, like if I have a meal before I went to wrestling, because that's what me and my dad normally does, we eat first because we don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on the food that they have. I don't really leave my seat anyways until we're allowed having a break and get some autographs, stuff like that. That's the only time I get on my feet. I don't even go washroom. I never had to go wash them, so. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to be more healthier. So yeah, but not the best healthier because I'm not on a diet. But I'm trying my best here. If you guys think it's cool, you guys can put it in the comments and in the comments. But we are going to talk about AEW a Grand Slam that just happened. But we got some of the updates of 2K26. 2K26, I think we're getting the roster reveal on February the 27th. That's like in 2 weeks. Technically almost a week because this week is almost over. This week is definitely over because it's almost Sunday. But we almost have a week until that happens. And I think ratings as well, where their overalls are. So we're going to see what happens next, but we do have the next 2 weeks, and there's some modes that they didn't talk about or have a trailer about, like Universe Mode, My Faction, My GM, The Island. They didn't talk about those things yet. They talk about the features, they talk about all the new features they have in the game, all the new weapons and all that stuff. And they talked about Showcase. They still didn't give us all the what-if matches. Or all the dream matches if there's more of them. So we don't know a lot about it. But we will, they said that's the schedule. And what they're going to be talking in the next couple upcoming weeks. So, will it be before February 27th or will it be on February 27th? I have no idea. So that's the update there. I don't know. They're going to show us more new guys and some other guys that was in last year's and they're in this year's. I have no idea. We will find that out when we get it. If we get something this next week. I think we will, because they still have the DLCs to do. But that might be in March. Because you still have March 6th, right? You still have March 6th. If you're waiting for launch day, you have March 13th. So we still have the DLCs to be revealed. We don't have any revealed DLCs. I'm hoping it's not guessing the celebrity guess. Like they did last year. We had to guess 2 people that was in the game, but we don't know until the DLC comes out. And it was not the best DLCs. It wasn't the best surprise. We got KSI in a bottle. We got Shaquille O'Neal. We got a whole bunch of basketball players. El Grande was pretty cool, but he wasn't really part of it. He wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be Travis Scott, but he left WWE. So, yeah. So, let's talk about AEW Grandslam, and then I will get my workout going. Get that done. I'm tired for some reason, and I normally don't go to bed until like 12 or 1, and it's only 11. Well, 10:30-ish. So, we didn't get any segments. We got a whole bunch of matches here. So let's get to it. And we got a debut. And somebody got bald. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Jon Moxley versus Takeshita for the Continental Championship. It was a pretty decent match, but nobody won the match because it was a time limit draw. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Jon Moxley was pissed. Even Takeshita was pissed. And then he pie-faced Takeshita. And Takeshita attacked Jon Moxley with his finisher. I don't think this rivalry is done. I think we might see another championship match, maybe at Revolution. Because they need a championship match. So they need to see who wins. Somebody has to win the match. We have the Babes of Wrath will be versing Megan Bayne and Ford for the Women's World Tag Team titles. It was an okay match. It was okay. There was a little sloppiness a little bit, but it was okay. It was okay match. But the winner of that match and still the tag team champions, Will Nightingale and Harley Cameron. And some lady comes out. She is from Australia. Her name is Lena Cross. Not Karen Cross, not Killer Cross. Lena Cross. And she took out Willow, I think? Or Harley Cameron, one of them, and had a stare down with Megan Bayne. I think she took out both of them. And stare down Megan Bayne, and then they pose. Forward with the championships, with one of the titles, the tag titles, and Miss Bayne has the TBS title, and the other half of the women's tag team titles. This Cross lady didn't have a title in her hand. I don't know, she's even part of this team. Is he part of the team? Is it a faction now? I have no idea. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a no one contenders match to see who will face the world champion at Revolution. MJF or Brody King at Revolution in March. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was we have Adam Page versus Andrade. Interesting match. Of course, they take selfies with some girl I don't know. And this lady kissed Andrade, but Adam Page will say, I will do a picture. And the lady was about to kiss him. He said, no, I can't do that. I'm married. She wasn't happy. But, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pretty decent match. Of course, Dawn has to try to get himself involved because Hangman was about to win. And when the referee was distracted, Andrade tried to do a low blow. Like he did with Swerve, like he did with Kenny Omega. But it didn't work out. And I think Hangman did his own little low blow. Didn't look like one, but it looked like he did. And the winner of that match was Hangman Adam Page. He's going to Revolution. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the loser has to be shaved bald. We have a mixed tag team tornado match. Orange Cassidy teaming on Tony Storm to versus Chauffeur and Wheeler Utah. Pretty decent match. It was cool. At least it wasn't like a WWE mixed tag team where women has to face women. The men has to face the men. But, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pretty decent match. I enjoyed it. We thought Toni Storm might be gone because she got pile driver onto the top of cases from Utah. And Orange Cassidy has a fight 2-on-1 for a bit. But Toni Storm came back. It was a pretty decent match. But the winner of that match was Orange Cassidy and Toni Storm. And the person that Toni Storm pinned after the Storm Zero was Wheeler Yuta. Yuta has to get his head shaved. Mina brought the stool. Luther brought the clippers and the scissors. But Wheeler Yuta didn't want to do this. So he kicked the stool. And he ran out of the ring and tried to go over the barricade. Jon Moxley comes out and says, you have to do this. He was forcing his own teammate to do this. Saying, you have to do this. You lost the match. And even the commentary says, if he doesn't do this, he could get suspended. He could get fined because he's breaching of the contract of the match. So Wheeler Yuta has to go back. And he got in the ring, and it's surprising that Jon Moxley didn't attack. Everybody was in the ring with Jon Moxley and Shafir. And Shafir and Jon Moxley didn't attack the rest of the people. But Shafir says, hold my hand. You're getting a haircut. Why does he need to hold your hand? He's not getting a needle. He's getting a haircut. So that happened, and ladies and gentlemen, they didn't really cut his hair bald. He looked like a really old man, and it was funny. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a ladder match: Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. Kyle Fletcher told Okada, "Don't come out and interfere in the match." It was a pretty decent ladder match. I wasn't a big fan of it because you really don't have to do 7 matches with the same guys. And then you just put a different stipulation in it. It doesn't mean anything to me. So, I didn't really care for it. It was cool. It was a ladder match. I like stipulations. But 7 matches? 7? It's not really the biggest rivalry they have. I just got bored of it. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a pretty decent match. But the winner of that match, and still the champion, is Kyle Fletcher. But I guess they didn't show this part where Kyle Fletcher's saying that he loves his hometown and all that stuff. And he reveals his own TNT title like everybody else. They reveal their own TNT title. We saw Scorpio Sky had one. I believe Miro had one. A whole bunch of people had their own. Even Mark Briscoe had his own TNT title. So this TNT title had a pink strap on it. Doesn't look that great. It's pink because Kyle Fletcher wears pink. Not the best strap design ever. But ladies and gentlemen, we got MJF versus Brody King for the world title. It didn't last seconds. Not like the Illuminator match. But it was a pretty decent match. I enjoyed it. It looked like Brody King might win this match, but of course MJF just cheats. Bandito was there to support his teammates. He has an injury. You see on his hand, his hand is cast up. But ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that match, and still the world champion, MJF. And then here comes his opponent from Revolution, Hangman Adam Page. Have a stare down with MJF, and he signed a contract. And then he looked like he was about to hit MJF with the pen, but MJ fell on the ground, and he just threw the pen at him, saying, "Your turn to sign." But it was a pretty decent show, ladies and gentlemen. It was a pretty decent show. I normally watch live shows, but I forgot this was in Australia, and it was supposed to be maybe on earlier. Because that's what SmackDown does too. You could watch it live, or you could watch it when they go on the time that is supposed to be on, like 8 o'clock. but it's all spoilers and it's taped. So, yeah. But if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I will see you guys tomorrow. No, never mind, there's no show tomorrow. But I will see you guys on Tuesday for Monday Night Raw results. And I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye!